did a.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Wednesday?
Yes, Thursday. Was it
Thursday.
Thursday? Yeah,
I think it was
yesterday.
Thursday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
You and Jason did a live stream for the 2 Merlin ATSTs.
Yep.
And there was a lot of cool stuff in it, but I figured that tonight, maybe Matt and I can chime in a little bit on the chat, and we can do maybe a little condensed version, and let's see what's going on with those two, because I'm really I have the ESB one on pre-order, and your video made me really tempted to get the Return of the Jedi, even though I already have a Return of the Jedi kit built and painted already.
Well, I also was not planning to get the Jedi one because I never really liked the Jedi one. I've always been a huge fan of the Empire one, but seeing them next to each other really changed my mind. Okay, let's start off. First of all, these are not the right bases. These are this is a temporary base that Ethan sent me, and for the ESB one is just a piece of wood that I drilled holes in so I could screw it and have it standing up.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our show the other day, and I took that Steve's idea was to take a bunch of pictures so we could show it again today a little bit. These are really well done. These are just prototypes. They're 3D, well, partially 3D, and the Empire one has metal legs, but the Greeblies are all 3D printed and painted and stuck on. But the real ones will be resin cast pieces.
The Return of Jedi does not have metal legs?
It will.
Not on the
yes.
prototype.
Not on the prototype.
But it will.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it definitely will. And it is. I was mistaken last night when I was talking about it, and the Jedi one has a different set of legs. I thought they were the same set of legs, but the Jedi one is a bigger set of legs. I
tell you that stand that's holding him up is nice because it's in the back. It's unobtrusive. My Return of Jedi one has a clear acrylic pole that runs up and supports him. Actually underneath the body, keeping from tipping over. Yeah, but I like how this is in the back.
From Jason told me that it was that it's basically the same armature that they used on the original filming miniature, right, Jason?
Yeah, so that support structure you see coming from the back, and then the rod. So it goes into the back part of the walker, right? And then it slides up and down that rod, and able to adjust and create that sort of stop motion effect. A little bit different from the ESB walker. And that, again, the only reason why I use the term is as close to a match as you can get to the original is just because nothing is ever 100%, right? Someone always can find something. But, I mean, this is pretty spot on. This is quite accurate to what you see on this scale of the filming model, only because for the Return of the Jedi Walker, there is multiple scales.
Yeah. Well, it's real, from my perspective, from a practical perspective, it's nice that it's in the back, out of the way, not interfering, and the nice thing about it is it also allows you to do poses, right?
It pivots like horizontally like this, and you can go like this with it and move it up and down.
It's got yaw control.
Yeah, it gives you the full stop motion effect, and it's got a great look too, where basing it off the original aesthetically, it just has a great look.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so these are just the prototypes, but they're both on order. They're both available for order. What's great about them is, honestly, they're exceptionally accurate. Like these are the kit parts that were used on the miniature. There's no, especially the Empire one. There's no guessing. Pretty much almost every kit part has been ID'd and has been used in casting these pieces. Even down to this is the Jedi one, but even down to like the hoses underneath.
Hold that picture. Go back to that one where the two of them were there.
Which one?
That one right there.
This one?
Yeah, this one forward. That one. So Matt, I know you're not into models, but as far as walkers are concerned, Return of the Jedi on the left.
The ones that are out of focus, or the ones that are Which ones are we talking
Ooh.
about?
The
Yeah,
two
no,
new-
dude, these look great.
Which version, which design do you like better, the ESB or the Return of the Jedi?
I mean, I'm a I like Return of the Jedi, dude. I can't everything. Yeah, everything is Return of the Jedi for me. Anytime I want something, it's gonna lean towards Return of the Jedi. Plus, yeah, that's what I think.
You get that Rebels? Do you get that Rebels feeling though when you see the ESB one?
Yeah, a little bit, sure.
Yeah.
It's similar. Yeah, it's very similar.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's a lot. It's quite similar
Yeah.
to what's in Rebels, right?
Especially in this pose.
Yeah.
With the Rebels one looks like it has shorter like thigh area. Thigh
Yeah,
bones.
yeah.
I tell you,
I just like the window. I like the windows and the longer, like,
Yeah.
that's the one that got smashed by the
Dude,
Ewoks, dude.
I'm with you.
You can't
I'm
get
with
you
you.
can't get the other one. That's
Yeah.
just
I go ahead.
the only issue I have with any of these, the only issue I have with any of the studio scale stuff is that you have to make it and you have to paint it. Like, I ain't doing that shit. So that immediately takes me out of the equation, right? Like,
Yeah. Well,
unless I get them to do it, which I know they can do it, which is great. It just kind of, that's a barrier to entry on my part. But for someone like Chris that does it himself, or if you want to send it to somebody like Chris to do something like this for you, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's going to do a better job than anybody else's. Him or Jason are going to do a killer job.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to take us off on too much of a tangent there. Yeah.
That's okay because my internet's been taking a shit right now, and I don't know why. I might have to drop out and try to get back in.
One thing too I'll share, at least on the ESB, I can say with confidence, is there's been many a kit before. There's been a few 3D designs. I think there's one coming up being released by somebody pretty soon or within the next year outside of Merlin. And there's additional parts on this that haven't been seen in earlier kits or put on in earlier kits. So not only is this as accurate as you could possibly get, but it's even gone as far as doing like R&D to sort of further, I don't want to say further ID, but further, go over and make sure that it had every last element to it, including the inner parts of the legs, the inside inlay of the legs, and then everything down to like there's a one piece. There's certain models that have like, you have to spend a couple $100s to get one little tiny greebly out of it, and that's across the board on so many different models. This one in particular, I kid you not, it has one piece from a kit that usually retails from anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 for that one kit. And the original piece was pulled and used on this. So like it wasn't designed in CAD and done in 3D to get it close to it. It was built off the actual piece pulled directly from the kit, along with everything
really
else.
cool.
And the tubes, the coils, I mean, everything is pulled directly from the original kits. And I mean, that's the fun part about it. The fact that like, it was just such a deep dive into going as accurate as possible. Especially after doing the four-legged walker, I think that they really listened. Me and Chris mentioned this, so it's a bit of a rehash for those who watched the previous show, but they really listened to the customers who felt that although that was a beautiful kit and a fantastic kit, there may have been some accuracy issues there. I don't know what they are, and I haven't deep dived on the four-legged walker from Merlin models enough to discuss what was or wasn't. But at this point, they decided, okay, if that's the case, let's avoid catching any slack. Moving forward, let's do this right. And if it takes us a little bit of extra time, if we have to put more time, effort, energy, and consult and go over more details and go over this with a fine-tooth comb and scrutinize it, then that's what we'll do. And they've been doing that, which I think is great, because it's not only with these, I think with most kits, whether it's the shuttle or whatever else you see, the snow speed or whatever else you see moving forward, I think you're going to get a lot of that, which is great. I mean, it's there's nobody else doing this, so that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
And this does come with the springs and the toes. That you
Yeah,
Or-
it does.
it does.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi one.
Both of them have springs
them
in the
have springs?
toes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The springs are in here, which allow the toe to move around a little bit or sit right when you put the foot down
Yeah,
in whatever
that's
pose you put
cool.
it in.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're just well done. They're just.
Is that Ewok blood on his foot there? Or?
I think it's Ewok poop.
Can only hope.
Yeah, but accurate. I kind of went through like a whole bunch of different positives about it last night, and I had a struggle. I really struggled to find a negative. It gives people ease to learn how to build it. And if you don't want to even try, you can have them build it and paint it for you. So
Yeah.
or if you don't have somebody who can do it for you, they will. And they have payment plans, and they're very transparent with how things are coming along. And I like I said, I don't see a negative.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah,
really cool.
I'm very tempted. I have one now, Return of the Jedi. I'm very tempted to get this one too. And
Well, you have a bigger one, right? Yours is bigger than this.
How tall are these?
This is 14, 15, 16 inches, depending on pose.
No, that's
18
the
inches,
size of the
depending on
one I
pose.
I think Steve's is the same
Yeah,
scale.
same size.
Is it?
roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought yours was bigger than this.
No, mine just looks bigger, but no, it's pretty typical size.
Damn.
Yeah. I thought he was trying to make a joke.
Perspective thing.
Yeah, I suggest anybody who wants to get it.
The pictures I take make it look bigger. That's all. That's all.
He's got that. He's got that trimmer, bro. Trim the yard to make trim the grass to make the yard look big.